Hi everyone, welcome to Silver Gauntlets. We're back with more Triforce Blitz, and we're here in the main bracket Semifinals Game 1 with jaxstronomy versus Favio. I'm Chuckles, Ronan and Sadie are here with me. What is up, my dudes?
Nothing much. Just ready for some Triforce Blitz this morning. Super excited about this matchup. I've been looking forward to this all week.
Yeah, absolutely. These are some excellent runners, and we are definitely in for a great showing today.
I can't actually believe we're starting with the Forest Medallion and the Song of Storms. These are two things which regularly are required in Triforce Blitz, and we're starting right off the bat, so it's going to be really interesting to see how both these runners pick up the song. They're going to be at the pedestal. Do they deposit the sword at the pedestal to go back child? It's going to be an interesting start.
Yeah, we saw some interesting matches earlier in the week where a child start instead of doing the Kakariko route actually wound up working out really, really well for the runner. So I'm interested to see what sort of pathing our players take today.
I mean, you could realistically just go straight to bottom of the well, couldn't you? Like, you could just
totally. It's just like, let's just go do it.
If you had a one path, for example, you could just like maybe just go straight to the well and see if your Triforce piece is in the well. So
yeah, absolutely. And with the Forest Medallion being the start, having a song just available right off the bat without really having to go anywhere is gonna could make or break this race.
Which, speaking of both players backtracking, going to go pick up that song immediately, and it is Minuet.
Oh wow. So you'll definitely be playing that when you click up the prelude song. You have the ability to read the pedestal from behind. So, interesting little. I don't know if that's a bug or whatever, but I'm surprised Favio's playing Minuet. I'm surprised Jax didn't.
I think Jax wants to see that path count.
Yeah, that's a really aggressive move to just go ahead and immediately play it without at least checking these steps.
Okay, so Decatree was Wanderer.
7.
Decatree Wanderer, DC was Courage. Were the hints we had there. And Minuet was Bolero, so another free song, so proper song chain going on to start off with.
What's a good feeling when a warp song leads to another warp song?
Yeah. If that was Requiem or something like that, that'd be absolutely poggers.
Or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are interesting path counts today. Totally doable, I think, to do all of these within the time limit. It's just going to depend on how much they kind of overlap each other.
Yeah, and because we've had one Wanderer already, yeah, so you always have one Wanderer. And the fact that we have a Wanderer already may seem like we've got some overlap.
What was our Wanderer by chance?
It was Decatree. It was the SFF that we saw at the Minuet spot.
So, with this path count, with us finding Minuet, sorry, it's pretty early, we're probably going to be putting Forest Temple towards the bottom of our list.
Yeah, that makes sense. We won't have any kind of forest access shenanigans happening as we find our second Wanderer. So there we go. We've already got some path overlap with two Wanderers, bottom of the well, and the Ravaged Village, the Burning Caxon, and Sunset. So it's small divergence. Jack's going to Kakiri Forest, finding out that DC again is a Path of Courage, whereas Favio is in the... what's it called? Kakariko?
Ooh, man on the roof with a bomb bag.
Yeah, nice little thing to have there. Shadow Temple is foolish.
Okay, so Shadow's foolish. We're probably looking at Spirit for for some of those higher counts.
Yeah, that kind of, you see high counts as we pick up a hammer. Wow. And a
Wow, this
snake.
seed is being very nice, and that's Din sitting in the windmill. What the heck?
The seed is being nice in the beginning. That's very sus.
It's just like, have all your items in a Sphere Zero location, and then sort it out later.
It's like, oh, that's everything you want? Where am I supposed to go? I don't know.
ZL. So we have everything we need to go into the well, which means that the bottom of the well is not going to have any of our pieces because they were all in Sphere Zero location, so there would be only a maximum of 3 if it was both ZL and bomb lock, so...
Something that's interesting is that second Wanderer that... Was that a hook shot? Oh, that is!
Wow.
Oh, geez. Okay.
All right,
Well, I was going to say something interesting, but we keep finding stuff, so...
The game is telling us that the game is telling us to be quiet for 10 minutes while the runners find 90% of their items.
Yeah, the sea does not need commentary. It just delivers by itself. So.
Does that mean Dampe is just going to have a scale for us?
Kakariko, Path to Wisdom.
Ooh, okay.
Okay.
So we found the bomb bag, the hook shot.
Hook shot and we know Shadow is foolish, so unless it's specifically fire locked, maybe like the torches in Spirit.
Yeah, could be giving us some funky Spirit Temple key logic, which is half the course of Triforce Blitz.
Yeah, so the thing that I was going to point out that's interesting is that one of our wanderers is Kokiri Forest, which is where we found that hammer. So that's making me wonder if maybe fire or at least beating Volvagia is optional today.
Yeah, maybe it's a way of getting us into Ganons potentially. We did find a strength. I would say that's probably more likely to be the Wanderer in Kokiri Forest. Potentially something is in a strength lock location or strength 2 lock location, and that's why the strength is Wanderer. So we'll keep an eye on that to see what happens. That could be really interesting.
Yeah, I think once we get... Oh, no, here's another big boy in Goron City. Slingshot there.
It's another item, at least.
Gerudo Training Ground? Was that what that was?
GTG Foolish.
So, in 2 hints, we've had 25 item checks removed from the game, which is pretty incredible, to say the least.
So, at this point, we're looking at maybe Spirit, we're looking at maybe Water Temple, at least from these initial path counts. Maybe Jabu or Ice Cavern.
Yeah, kind of the pool of options is really diminishing at the moment of where these pieces could be. So, Fabio's going to take a death walk here. Have to pick it up.
There's Nocturne.
Well, actually, now just play Nocturne. So they were taking damage to do a death walk, but now they will take the Nocturne to see the hint at the top of the graveyard. So we know that won't be packed today because Shadow is not required.
Water
is foolish! What is going on? What is happening?
Kind of delicious. I love a foolish water temple.
And 20 is claim check as well. We've got... This is so weird how, normally you find in Triforce Blitz, you all do the same thing. You all get a Kakariko village. It's all fun and games. But here, just because of the items that we had, these runners are doing 2 completely different routes.
And we know that they're going to cross at some point, and when they wind up with more or less...
Was that Bottom of the Well Foolish?
Wow.
No, Bottom of the Well Wanderer.
Oh, Bottom of the Well was okay. Yeah.
So Kokiri Forest, we're either looking at we're looking at that hammer, that strength, or whatever is in Kokiri's sword check, if we even get back there. And here's another wow. So items in big boy chests all over the place.
And another, well, I was going to say Temple of Time is one for as well. I was going to say another one for the Kakariko Way of the Hero, but here is Blurb.
Not so much.
Not today, not in these settings anyway. Fabio being sensible and buying a shield.
Hashtag always buy a shield.
Always buy a shield. I will not have otherwise.
So it looks like Jax is going to be the first one to check out that Dodongo is Path to Courage. Possibly,
which is sensible.
And probably first one into Ganon's castle, because I would imagine with the information that they've gathered so far, I would imagine that they'll beat DC and then go straight into Ganon's castle.
That seems reasonable. We know that there won't be a piece here because of our Sphere's zero bomb bag, so all of this is only half one. So, you know, the actual options of where these pieces could be, I think with our Foolishes, with our knowledge of the items that we've collected, I think we've already eliminated 5 dungeons where pieces cannot be. So, you know, we're thinking about Deku, we're thinking about Yabu, Forest. You know, we have a hammer as well, so fire pretty much is probably out as well.
Yeah, because we got that hammer early and it wasn't locked by anything, so we definitely don't need to think about deep fire at all.
Yeah, water's foolish, shadow's foolish, GTG's foolish. So, you know, ice potentially, spirit potentially. I think it really could be pointing us towards some spirit temple pieces today.
Yeah, I also think Jabu's a really good bet at this point. I also think that so many pieces showing up in early spheres explains why we have so many Wanderers already, especially with stuff like Strength, Bomb Bag, Hookshot, just being out there that are easily interchangeable with other items or with itself.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just looking at what Neil said about 20 being claim check, because there's no big Goron always in these settings, because it is always the claim check, so that conditional is not met for that to be an always hit. So it's like, do you collect 20 skulls for a single check? It's a really tricky decision.
I think, you know, big Goron hoarding, you know, Rudo's letter or something like that would just be that would just be tasty, I think. At this point.
And we have a blue fire in Dodongo's cavern. For those who are wondering, the blue fire will not be Way of the Hero because it's dispensable. You can chuck it away accidentally. But the bottle could be Way of the Hero.
Yeah, the bottle could also be a really good option to go rush ice. Especially if you...
Go on.
Well, I was thinking, especially if you think that ice is a decent spot where the items could be at this point, you could really like break some logic and get an early piece out of there.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking and what I was going to say, that, you know, our options are limited. We know that ice has to be at least 2 to get in for Xiao and Ruto's letter. So really the ability to get into ice with the Xiao and with the bottle, I think that's actually a really good shout. I think I might be rushing to Ice Cavern.
And here's another big chest, because why not? Are you kidding me?
Okay.
Okay. So, DC is Path to Courage. Kakariko was Path to Wisdom. So those hook shots do not lock each other, so if that is Path, then that needs to be for a long shot, which is most likely the logical crossing to get to Spirit.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, especially with water being foolish today.
Absolutely.
And GTG as well, so you don't need to cross the bridge.
Mm-hmm. Or it could be items in Fortress, or it could be Shoot the Sun, which we often forget.
Something we could also consider is that water is our spirit medallion today. Lax is still a check, and we do have a Temple of Time Wanderer.
No, not
Just
Lax,
put that out there.
Again, looking at these path counts and all of the items the game is giving us, everybody should be looking at this seed with very sus eyes.
And another big chest.
Oh, now I might be thinking that's more likely to be path than the long shot because, like we said, it's really kind of limited about what a long shot could be path for, but a bow could be stuff in GT. Well, it's not GTG, isn't it? So it could be forest. Could be E-Logic and fire.
Yeah.
This is absolutely crazy. Yeah, I think somebody said it. What I was kind of thinking in the chat. We could be in quite a big... If you had a list of checks open at the moment, if you're using a map tracker, you would have over 100 checks in Logic at the moment, because this shit is just insane what we've got so far.
Yeah, they've given us basically, like, all the items that we need to do, like, most of our checks, and that's kind of intimidating in a mode like this. Honestly, if I was the runners, I would consider doing the Valley to Lake Hylia loop just to go get those back of lake checks to narrow down where you need to go.
Yeah, because we've got multiple wanderers, so theoretically the hints will give you the spoiler log for the seed for all of the required items, because we will get all the path hints that we are going to need to complete the seed. So I think that's a really smart thing to do. Focus on the hints. We might see a river play, maybe from Favio now. Will Jax do graveyard? I can see Jax skipping graveyard here.
I would be surprised if Jax skips graveyard, just because Jax is usually a pretty thorough runner, and I think that Jax would want that song back there and want to know what that song is.
Yeah, now you pick up ZL.
Especially with getting ZL here, it would just, graveyard is now only what? It's Shield Grave, Dampe, and Composer Grave. So those are and all three of those are relatively quick. And they're about to pick up their long shot. Now here's the thing, when they pick up their long shot, that might adjust their reasoning a little, their logic a little bit.
I think you definitely would want the song. I think I might skip graveyard and wait to see if I pick up a graveyard hint before doing Dampe, at least.
Yeah, Shield Grave and Composer's Grave, because Shield Grave's an easy peek, and, Composer's Grave, you get the song out of it, and then maybe leave Dampe Racing and Dampe Digging for if you get a hint that graveyard is something.
Dastar with an interesting point in chat about Forest being full clearable, which means it's not Forest. It's not in Forest. That's another dungeon we can now eliminate because we have everything in step 1. So definitely not in Forest as well. So scratch another dungeon off the list.
Does that mean we narrowed it down? So that leaves us basically with Spirit, Jabu, and Ice. Everything else wouldn't make sense.
Yeah, it's really interesting that getting so many items so early has really narrowed down where our pieces could be at and actually made this a lot easier, kind of logic-wise. Kakariko, Path of Power.
Wow. Okay. So there's definite overlap here. So I would probably say we're looking at maybe 5. The courage pieces and ice, and then maybe wisdom and power are both spirit.
That makes sense, because logically the game is going to expect you to have lens and magic work across the wasteland. So that's at least 2, and depending on how those two items are locked, if at all.
Yep. And assuming that Epona's isn't readily available somewhere, like that's 2 more items with both of the hook shots needed, which automatically brings us up to 4. And
So,
thank
looks
you,
like
Dassar, for that list.
Dastar with the big brain plays.
So, and then I think because we've got bomb bag, bow, strength, hammer, I think fire is likely too low as well. But let's not scratch that off completely at the moment. It might be there might be some weird shenanigans going on there. This is fun. This is exciting, and Jax has decided to go child, which is an interesting decision.
I like it. I think that this does speak to that Valley into Hylia loop. This also will get 2 more hints out at the Hyrule Castle. Like, I think that this is a good move as far as like information collecting.
Yeah, and I think the big thing for this is going to be, getting all you need is that one hint that'll point you very specifically towards Ice or Jabu or Spirit or something that would get you there. Because right now, if that's where we think we're going, then what we're really looking for is we're looking for bottles, we're looking for magic, we're looking for lens, boomerang, or those letters.
I think one smart thing about what Jax is doing in this child play is that they're going to be able to pick up a few songs, and that might indicate, if they pick up Requiem potentially, then we know that the long shot won't be required for logical crossing. That would be a good piece of information for them to get.
We just saw that Dodongo's Cavern also has the Wanderer hint there, so now it's going to be discerning which items in DC were Path and which ones were Wanderer.
Absolutely fantastic. Thank you, game, for generating even more confusion. We do not need it. We are already confused.
Yeah, that's what's difficult at this point is that like Kakariko is path for like power and also wisdom. DC is path for courage, but it's also a wanderer. There's just a lot of weird overlapping happening.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be really hard to discern whether it's going to be bow that's path or hook that's going to be path. Or the bottle. Let's not forget paradox letter as a potential.
Well, see, the game is just prepping us for all of those fun things that you think about in your brain but you never actually see.
Yeah, I think that if we find Epona's, that's really going to tell us a lot of information about whether or not that hook is path or wanderer, and that was a spirit path power.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe.
So power's in Deku, because the Kokiri sword must be in spirit.
Yeah, that's kind of the thought I was going to go down as well. It looks like maybe the 6 is spirit and the 7 is Deku for the Kokiri sword in the spirit temple. That's a really big piece of information there in Castle too. That might be one that Favio might not decide to go for.
Jack's gonna finish out some of these market checks, and then I think their best bet is probably gonna be go straight to Lon Lon and then do the valley around the lake.
Yeah,
that's gonna give them. At least that's going to give them 2 or 3 more hints. 1 in Valley, 2 in Lake. And then I think from there, the combination of information and items available we should have them narrowed down to exactly where they need to go.
They might decide to play Minuet from here and pick up the song in... from the Saria check first, just because the time of day is wonky.
Yeah, and I think that it's a great idea to go get the song out of the Saria's check. I'm suspecting it's going to be something like Serenade or Prelude or the song Time, like something not super helpful. But there is a chance that it is like Epona's.
Alright, let's find out what Saria can teach us.
Oh, okay, that's important.
So that's not logical crossing for the long shot. So we're really... No, sorry, ignore me. That's not logical crossing to get into Fortress. My bad.
So does that mean that we can pretty confidently say that that hook shot's our Wanderer in DC?
I think it depends where Requiem is. I think if Requiem's at the Colossus, or is in Ice, for example, and the letter is in Spirit, then long shot might still be packed. Because the horse doesn't get us across the actual wasteland.
True, true.
Well, Sacred Forest Meadow has...
Another bottle.
Yes! Jax gets the ESF. Excellent. That is just what we want.
So Jax picks up their emotional support fish. It looks like they are going to finish out their Lost Woods and probably do the Kokiri sword check just to completely clear the area.
Especially because Kokiri Forest is Wanderer, but there's another key item in a low sphere location.
Nothing locks anything, everything is casino.
This seed. This seed.
Why didn't Fabio get that earlier? Because I know Fabio was doing some Lostwood checks.
I think they're just about to get it now. I think they're just walking.
Oh, right.
I think they dipped out, and I think the slingshot kind of might have re-triggered the, I need to finish. I've definitely had those moments where I'll half clear an area, and then something will send me off in a direction, and it'll hit something else and go, oh wait, I never finished that.
So I'm just looking at Jax's tracker. Did Jax not complete DC? Because they don't have the bow or the medallion mapped.
They did not. Because I don't. Did they have bombs going in?
I
don't. Yeah. They did. They did CAC second. Yep.
And Jax is also doing some casual skull collecting as well. It looks like so. They are definitely keeping that 20 as claim check in the back of their mind.
Meanwhile, we have Fabio in the Forest Temple, which is an interesting call with what we kind of know about item placement.
Another thing that's interesting about being in Forest is actually how our hints are focused at the moment. So we know we're going to get all of our path hints, and some of our path hints are pointing to overworld locations, and the distribution prioritizes dungeon locations. So if you've not got a path forest, then there isn't going to be anything in the forest. But I'm saying this
down there,
as there are big chests right in front of us. So let's not look stupid. Yeah. So, I mean,
foolish.
That's a good hint. It's a shame that Jackson has already cleared out pretty much the entirety of market, but that is.
The good news is I don't believe they did slingshot game. I mean, me personally, that's always what I want to see. If I see market foolish, I want to make sure I haven't done that yet. Otherwise, I'll spend 30 minutes market constantly messing up.
That wallet in Forest Temple also means that Forest will not be hinted foolish. Wait, sorry. the wallet in Forest means it won't be hinting as much. I was just thinking that we've got this kind of theory looming that the 7 is in Deku, but Deku's Wanderer, and I know the playthrough is wonky as hell, so I'm not going to take much from it, but it's interesting that we've got a Wanderer Deku tree, even though we think our last piece is in Deku. Because what item?
Wanderer for a bow, maybe?
Could be some elongated logic to get into the fire temple or something like that. Like, could be a tunic in there or something like that.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, there's definitely some weirdness with that Deku Wanderer that I'm thinking about. I'm really wondering, like, where would you two go at this point, like, with the information that we have, such as, like, another magic just sitting there on Ocarina minigame? Because why the heck not?
Like, I would be Kimura skipping after, like, if I was in Jax's position right now, you know, wrapping up Goron City and wrapping up kind of Child 1, my first place at this point would probably be to Kimura skip and go to Ice. Because with the information we've got, there are just so many dungeons that are... There's minimal items or there's definitely... I know where pieces are not, and I know that's a place that requires a certain amount of predetermined preset items that could be, you know, easily locked in those low counts. That would be my first place to go.
Yeah, I think Ronan's hit the nail on the head there. Ice is a good play. I like that Jax is doing overworld checks. I think that's a good thing with our knowledge of the paths that we've got. And I also like focusing and pushing as many hints as possible. So if Jax does decide to do kind of Valley Lake-ish kind of moves here, then I'm all for that stuff as well. So they're thinking Goron City at the moment. That's been a bit of a dud thus far.
Yeah, outside of that slingshot behind Hammerrocks, it really hasn't been much.
Yeah, and again, that slingshot stops Goron City to be foolish, so it makes sense to kind of clear all this when you've got the ability to. As Fabio is on Phantom Ganon, hasn't really found anything in Forest either, so they're both kind of in locations that aren't garnering them much fruit in their... Well, they've already got every single bloody item in the game almost, so... Hard to find other items.
Oh, Destar, why you gotta put that out? Why you gotta put that juju out on the seed? That's
hey, there's our lens!
Hello? So, that is logical crossing.
Yeah, so Goron City would be hinting path if it is logical crossing required. So let's bear that in the back of our minds whilst we go through some more hints and do some more checks.
Do we know, did either runner check the Metagoron hint?
Yeah, that's Kaka's wisdom.
Okay.
I do really actually like Dastar's logic about something possibly being in Tektite Grotto with hard required iron boots. That would raise this path count by a little bit.
It also would be a case of irons not being DLC, which Jax would absolutely hate to say.
Fabio going ahead with beating Phantom Ganon to gain Piece of Heart. Looks like Jax is at least going to complete 10 skulls.
And I don't think that that's a terrible call at this point, especially with us knowing that CAC is Path to Wisdom. You might as well, like, clear it if you have the time to get those skulls. And it's pretty easy to route in 10 skulls.
Absolutely. 10 skulls, you know, one of the easier things to kind of pick up. Once you get into that 20 range, then you start having to think, you know, you've got 9 between CAC and CAC, Hyrule Castle, and Lawmon. Is that 9? 10? I can't count. What are numbers?
Ooh, something saying on claim check would also raise the path count a little bit. So that 20 skulls is still up there.
Yeah, I think the hints that, or the item checks that tend to be left off a lot, you know, the claim check, light arrow cutscene, shoot the sun, some of those weird kind of out of the way, kind of not. $5.
Okay, so I'm just kind of doing some maths at the moment to try and see what kind of numbers work. So, something in the Spirit Temple, if logical crossing is required, and we don't pick up the hover boots is another thing as well, then we could be in Spirit in 4 steps. Lens, the bomb bag potentially, if that's our only bomb bag, and the 2 hook shots. Then maybe Requiem at the Colossus for some kind of funky spirit key logic. That only gets us to 5. So now I'm trying to think of
lens.
like...
Well, to use the lens, you need the magic, right? So would that add to that?
Well, we've found 2 magics already in the same location, so the magics aren't path. The magic would be Wanderer. And then kind of Ice, ZL, which won't be hinted because ZL's never hinted. And then you need to find Ruto's letter. So there'd be potentially 3 more things to get to Ruto's letter. So, I don't know, this is kind of really exciting at the moment to see, you know, we're trying to ascertain how we're building these steps up at the moment. So we need to, probably going to find some weird things going on.
Yeah, something I'm wondering about is Child Spirit if Requiem is vanilla. Because you'd have those 4 or 5 items to get across and like 2 Spirit Temple, but then get Requiem, that would be another, and to get something in Child Spirit, that would be another piece on the path.
Mm-hmm. And also, we've only got 1 slingshot at the moment, so maybe slingshot.
Yeah, we don't know where that boomerang is.
And then, yeah, like you said, Jabu is another option, which would be... Have we got a scale yet? Haven't got a scale yet. So, ZL, letter, boomerang for 3. We don't have the boomerang yet, so this is all very spicy and exciting. As Fabian's going to the well.
I'm seeing what does the well have that may or may not be helpful.
I think it's going to be a strength. I think there's a strength in here, in the well.
I would say a strength or maybe another bomb bag.
Ooh, another bag.
Just to really, you know, just to really throw everything.
Okay, I think this big chest here is going to be a bomb-locked bomb bag.
Alright, let's see what we got.
A mirror shield, what?
Okay. Let's ignore that mirror shield. That mirror shield didn't happen.
It's like, well, especially since all we know is that it's Wanderer, then you know the mirror shield's kind of a shrug.
Yeah,
big shrug emoji.
That is making me wonder what is on Lax, though, because I was pointing out earlier that our 2 hook shots does give us the Spirit Medallion, and that Mirror Shield could give us the Shadow Medallion.
No, Sadie, no.
I'm just saying. I want to know what's on Lax now.
So, what you're saying is oops AD for Ruto's letter. More or less.
Oh, that would be so gross. Oh my god, Chaz losing their minds. I'm not called sadistic but sweet for nothing, y'all. Whatever the worst possible outcome is, I want it to happen.
The sadist is in the house. It's kind of funny that both these runners are doing very different things.
Is Jax doing child DC?
I mean, there's no reason why I've done this before in a race where I did the first side of...
What is that?
What is that?
That's another item we didn't see. We didn't see that one. Well, there goes all of our bottom of the well. Well, what is that? So that is Storms, which is free. ZL, which was free. So Deku is 3 steps. So Deku now does not have the piece. So wipe that off the sheet. It is also Wanderer, so...
Because with Spirit being path to power, what could possibly be in Spirit now?
No, Dastar, I am 90% positive that Well is Wanderer. Can anyone else go confirm that's Wanderer? Thank you, Neil.
So strength in Deku? Because for some reason the log is telling me to get the sword to get something in Deku.
What if there is 1 strength in Deku, 1 strength on Lax?
Oh my god.
Oh, so we want to do light trial now. I have seen light trial with lower path counts than this, so that is not outside the realm of possibility.
Oh my god, that'd be so funny. What's Wanderer? Why is it Wanderer?
It's like something might be in here to help you. Why not? Now I'm just curious as to what Jax is going for in here. Skulls. That's why we're doing child DC.
Ooh, Jax must be pretty nervous about that claim check being important.
Yeah, they've been kind of... I mean, you want to get to 10 anyway, and it can... What number was that Jax just picked up?
12.
12. Okay, so, I mean, you're in CAC, so you want to pick up 10 as quickly as possible anyway, because CAC is way of hero, so you want to pick it all up. But yeah, they're definitely going to 20.
Okay, Dastar is pointing out that all of these are ways to clear a dungeon, which means that there could be something just inside of Ganon's castle somewhere, like possibly a light trial.
Light trial is really the only one that makes sense, though, because if there's so many different ways to clear dungeons, then the path count's generally going to be low IGC.
Oh yeah, credit to Virgil for thinking that. Unless we need all 3 strengths, and all 3 strengths are somewhere really, really stupid. That's correct, that strength would not be Wanderer if it is in Light's trial. But which we did have Hammer. We did have Hammer in Kokiri Forest, which is a way to beat a dungeon. I can't believe that we just saw Child DC.
Yeah, I mean, once you get to this point in DC, you know, you don't need to do the back loop. It's already been done, so yeah, I think it's fine doing this here. And also, it just means that as soon as Jax goes adult, they're going to be at the Temple of Time and at Ganon's Castle, so they can just pop straight into there as soon as they go adult.
Do we think Jax is going to do bottom of the well, or do we think Jax is going to skip it?
I think it would be an aggressive play to miss bottom of the well. So I would say they do it.
The question is Jax going to put together that all of these items are ways to clear dungeons and thus, like, need to go to Gan's castle?
Well, there's going to be something in Deku Tree. So I like to view Wanderers as kind of anti-foolish hints. So they actually, all they do is telling you there's going to be something in here. It might be worthwhile, it might not, but it's going to have something.
Yeah,
so
I feel like Deku's probably going to be maybe another bow, maybe another strength, maybe another set of bombs.
Yeah, it's definitely not going to be like, oh, you hard require this item to beat the seed, but you might need the seed to kind of just help you push you along a little bit.
Ooh, or slingshot.
Yeah, it could be a slingshot. Yeah, just imagine this Wanderer path is just for a slingshot for Child Key Logic and Spirit.
Oh, that would be so dumb.
Nothing and nothing.
I'm so interested to see if Jax does any shield flicks at these items, because these items are so stupid.
Yeah, these are dumb items to find. You're in bottom of the well for Wanderer, and you pick up a mirror shield and a carry sword. So we still only have one strength. We still don't have a path for the strength that we found in the Kakiri sword. So currently the strength is not hard need thus far. Here's our big chest of deck. There we go. There's another Wanderer strength. So it looks like it's very likely that it's not strength 3. It's not going to be like trial, because we would be kind of really limited towards getting all 3 strengths of our patterns. It's looking likely that it's something to do with strength 2, and it's looking likely that the 3rd strength is logically available without strength 2. So,
oh hey, another big chest.
And well, watch this be the other strength.
That's just a bug in a bottle. That's bottles. That's bottle percent at this point.
Well, we still need the most important bottle of all somewhere.
It's interesting. Neither of our runners has made it to Lon Lon Ranch yet, or Lake Hyriga, or Hyrule Field,
or Zora's River.
So we still have a decent amount of information out there right now, and a decent number of overworld checks.
In reality, we've only got 4 patterns. Right? We've got a ton of Wanderers, but no patterns. And yeah, in fairness, the Wanderer hints have done kind of well for us. We've been able to pick up Strength 2, we've been able to pick up a Mirror Shield, so they're doing all right for us at the moment. But we kind of need those path items, those path hints to get path items to really nail down where these pieces are going to be.
Yeah, this is kind of a stressful match with as much as you have from the start, because like we were saying earlier, there are just so many things available and nothing that solidly points you in like one specific direction.
Yeah, it looks like this year they're kind of trying to have you narrow things down by where you know not to go.
Okay, what's Favio going to do next? Could be really interesting. Do they push kind of dungeon completion? Do they push path? Now they've got strength 2, they can really just rush spirits. I can imagine maybe quick going to Temple of Time and hitting up the Spirit Temple.
Yeah, it depends on if Favio wants to check what song goes out at like Lon, which I would do at this point. Because if it is something like Requiem, that would throw yet another wrench in the plans. Although I think at this point it's impossible for Requiem to be anywhere except Ice Cavern or Vanilla.
I agree, yeah. Actually, Lon Ranch could be, you're saying Requiem, but it could also be Prelude or Serenade, which is handy songs just for movement, really.
Yeah, which it looks like Fabio is going to go ahead and go grab that.
Fabio doesn't have the horse yet, which was at Saria's, and he has a Minuet. Or did he collect the horse and we haven't noticed it?
I do not believe that he has collected the horse.
He has the ability to get horse.
Jax is going to go ahead and beat Deku here.
Did you ever watch that TV show called Real Monsters on Nickelodeon?
Yes!
That's the only thing I think about when Jax's file name. Okay, Jax is following Fabio into the deck tree. Kind of one of the small annoying things about Triforce Blitz is that if you're following somebody, then you're kind of always behind.
Although, question, did Fabio get these hints right here?
No, I don't think so. This feels like the first time we're picking these up. Song of Time at Lon Ranch, probably the most disappointing song I could have found.
Not helpful in any way, shape, or form.
Yep, G2G's foolish, Water's foolish. Anything that we could have needed. Song of Time for.
And Kokiri Forest still Wanderer.
So Fabio's going to need to. Oh, there's the Iron Boots! There's the Iron Boots! I mean, they currently have two roles at the moment, logically. Tektite Grotto and Icy Waters. Out of logic, Lake Lab.
So what is Fabio going to do with those irons?
With those Sphere Zero irons.
Another Sphere Zero item. Can we count up how many Sphere Zero items we found in this seed?
All of them. Nothing is in nothing. Everything. At this point, just everything. Nothing's in a dungeon.
I don't think that there's anything more than like 1 or 2 spheres locked.
Okay, let's have a look. Bomb Bag Man on Roof, Strength Midos, Magic Memory Game,
And Scrubs Grotto.
I don't know which one Cat. Oh, I play the hookshot. Oh, hookshot in Cac. Hammer in Midos. What else we got? We've got Pinfire in the Windmill. We've got Iron Boots in the grotto, in the silo. So there's 7 Sphere Zero items. There are only like 18 Sphere Zero checks in the game.
Din's was also free.
Amazing.
So the only things we found inside dungeons: wallets, a strength, and a bow. So far, I think.
I think that is correct.
Okay, we need to get our butts into Spirit Temple, I think. We've got kind of everything we need to do as much as possible. So I would like hard, fast, hard push, straight past GTG, straight past Fortress, and getting into Spirit Temple.
big hint for Spirit Temple was Hyrule Castle 2, so is Fabio going to walk all the way back up there?
Oh yeah, good point. Fabio doesn't actually know that it is, but they're going for it. They're going to take a long way around because they're not going to get nighttime in time for it.
Yeah, I'm surprised no one's gone inside Gan's castle yet. I guess there hasn't been a good time to go check it for our runners. But inside Gan's castle is really kind of screaming out to me at this point.
We're closing into an hour and no pieces thus far, but I think we've got a good grasp on where these pieces are.
And that's Jax with 15 skulls, so coming up on that 20 skull claim check soon.
That'll give them 2 reasons to go up, because they'll be able to turn in that claim check and also check the ferry up there, because at this point, who knows? Everything's, you know, low sphere, right?
So Neil, why I'm so sort of thinking inside Ganon Castle, and why I think it's a better call than Forest was just because of what we were saying earlier about so many of our Wanderer items being things that can finish dungeons, especially those Well Wanderers with Kokiri Sword and that Mirror Shield. So I'm really wondering if there's something inside of Gan's Castle that we need at this point. I don't think there will be an item, but I think that there might be something important, and that is Deku Tree is still Wanderer.
For information here, that is a check you almost never see.
Yeah, I think it says something that on our note sheet, Hyrule Castle 3 isn't even like a location for hint stones.
It's not even in the validation.
No one's gonna do that. I think Fabio might be making our first IGC play here.
No, I think Fabio is going to be heading to the Spirit Temple. You can always, when you're adult, save quit and back to the Temple of Time. And go to IGC when you've got nowhere else to go. Yeah, Spirit Ice Jab. I think Ice Jabu kind of works because the Ruto's letter is the item that we're missing, really, or well, one of the items. And it being Ice and Jabu kind of makes that convergence of paths possible for the hit distribution that we've got. So I think it's a good shout, man.
Yeah, I feel like the big trigger items for our runners right now is definitely either Boomerang or Ruto's. Jax making their way over for the DLC boots.
They are going to be delighted by that. Okay, Fabio picking up some more knowledge with this hint stone here.
And there's the second spirit power.
That's that's confirmation of being like, you need to be going this way, Fabio.
Which Fabio is following. Fabio is like, all right, you want me to go spirit? I'll go spirit.
Now, the question is, does he make a pit stop at the Tech Grotto on his way over there?
You're walking past it. You've got to do it. As much as I love to, even in the last match, Triforce Blitz match I played, I was like, nah, I'm going spirit, I'm skipping all these. No, the sensible thing to do is, if you're going past a check, just do it.
And let's see, what's Tectite got for us today? A big stabby.
Oh, was that the big Goron sword? Wow.
I'm pretty sure that was Big Stabby.
Nice. The balls are terrible, so I'm going to take your word for it.
Favio declining the 20-minute time save. It is only 20 minutes in Triforce Blitz because we don't have to kill Ganon. So
Could have also been arrows. It was just long and pointed looking. That is all I was sure of.
Well, what we know is that it's not required because Favio didn't get it. So that's all we need to know.
I do believe we're going to see some shield clicks from Jax here.
They won't pick it up. No, Jax, this is your meme. Don't pick it up. You will fail this jaxstronomy.
Nothing behind hammer box. So from an overworld perspective, we're basically left with the other half of Hyrule Field and everything in Lake Hylia at this point.
And Zora's River.
Ah, yes.
Because we still have no one go Zora's River yet.
Which, to be fair, is interesting because there's like, Zora's River is kind of like Sacred Forest Meadow. There's 3 hint stones. That is a mountain of information.
Yeah, 3 hint stones, 3 quick checks as well. 4 if you're Child of Storm.
Fabio making darn sure that he's not going to get caught again.
It's kind of funny, if this was a standard match, then I would definitely have Favio over Jax. But Triforce Blitz is such a different beast, and we know how strong Jax's logic is, and that's why they've done so well getting up to the semi-finals in the main bracket. No small feat. Gone through
Wait a minute.
Does
Does Fabio not have the GTG bullish hint?
He has to pick up the thing to go through the gate.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So the way it's got the top competition.
I did not know that was a thing.
There we go. Every day is a school day. Whilst we are here and whilst we are over the 1 hour mark, still waiting for Favio to cross the wasteland. So thank you to our runners today, Favio and jaxstronomy. Absolutely amazing Ocarina of Time runners. Jax also does some other stuff as well, like Crystal Randomizer and some art stuff. So if you're interested in that, go and follow them. Our trackers today, Favor Milkweed, who stood in last minute, so thanks Mel, and Ginger Sunny, the best of the Sunnies, I don't know. And also, I think Ginger's also our race one today, or our race monitor. So thanks very much. Dastar is pushing the buttons, making sure that we're all live, and we are streaming over the interwebs. And today, I am joined by Sadie and Ronan. Thanks, guys.
And thank you. Yeah, this is a great match. This is probably some of the stupidest logic stuff that I have seen in a Triforce Blitz match. Not mean, but just so frustrating and confusing on what the heck is happening.
Yeah, this is a great way to either start your day for those of you on the western side of the world, or start your mid-afternoon for everyone on the eastern side. So this is definitely a great race to be in on.
And if you're enjoying the race this morning, they are playing game 2 same time tomorrow, which I will also be commentating.
I'll be there as well, Sadie, don't you worry. Okay, crossing the wasteland later, Favio is in the Desert Colossus, and Jax, as they have been for the past half an hour really, hot on the heels. I think Jax has done Child Goron City more. But I'm trying to think what else they've done more, which kind of shows the execution advantage potentially of Favio in the seed. Maybe... Oh, one of the things that was a bit wonky with the routing, that was unfortunate, was getting the bomb bag second. after going to DC, so that was a bit of a delay. So just a couple of recent things as well. That's just rando. Rando's going to rando.
Yeah, Jax has had some little routing things that I think have put Favio in the lead, but Jax's execution is nothing to sneeze at. I do think Jax was like farther behind earlier going into Deku Tree, and Jax has made up like quite a bit of time.
Yeah, I think Fabio's dip into Forest kind of helped Jax a little bit close that gap.
Yeah, and I think that again speaks to what we were saying about Jax having like such a strong grasp of logic, is that Jax is not making any extraneous kind of checks. At least, or any extraneous dungeon dips. Oh, Prelude!
Huh?
So
that's my reaction to that.
So Requiem Rudo's letter locked is what I'm hearing. And also Jabu foolish? Wait, Jabu foolish?
Jabu's foolish. What? What? Fabio did not do the South Hyrule build, so didn't get that hint. And what a hint that is. We're basically limited now to potentially fire, ice, and spirit as our potential locations.
Well, let's see what this is.
This could be a piece. And Fabio doesn't know that Jabu's foolish!
Oh no.
This is stupid.
If the second Jabu is foolish is outside Jabu and Fabio reads that before going into Jabu, I am going to giggle so... You may even say I might even chuckle really hard.
Well, and that would be huge for Jax. Like, this is what I was saying earlier about how important having that extra bit of information is, because now Jax has one less dungeon that they have to worry about.
Something else that we all might want to keep in mind. Jax is almost ready to get that claim check.
Yeah, so if something's saying on claim check, like perhaps a Rudo's letter, that would be huge for them.
Okay, so let's revise. So to be here, we need Hook, potentially Bomb Still, and the Lens. So we have 4 to be in this dungeon. If there's something, maybe a ZL lock check as well, or a ZL locked piece, then that would be 5. So we could potentially find a ZL locked piece here.
The thing is, like, are bombs required if we have hammer? Oh, right, because we have to blow stuff up on the ceiling, right.
No, you're right, though, because the hook was in the bomb bag chest. No, we still need it to cross, yeah. But that would make bomb bag not path. Oh my god! Yeah, so bomb bag isn't path, you're right.
As a runner at this point, this is where my brain is just like melted and I'm really not even thinking anymore.
I do think that there's a good chance that there is a key child side, which would make Requiem required, which would bring us up to 5 if we have Hook, Lens, ZL, and Requiem.
We think Requiem is ice though, so that would make it... That would make...
There's
our first piece. So Fire Source are dibs.
No, so that can be reached with 5 keys or a fire source, and because we haven't seen a fire lock key yet, that doesn't have to be magic locked. It's only magic locked if there's a key in that.
Oh, okay.
So that is probably wisdom.
Question mark?
If Requiem is in ice, then that needs to be Hook, Lens. No, because if Requiem's in ice, then that means we can get here without crossing the wasteland. depending where Ruto's letter is. If Ruto's letter's in here, then hooks would be required.
Yeah.
So, okay, let's go on the assumption that letter is in here and crossing is required. So, hook, lens. Let's say that Requiem is required because we need to get a small key from child. So that would be ZL and letter.
Which would bring us up to 6.
Where was the boomerang?
Boomerang was sitting on the spirit compass chest.
Okay.
I think that was the compass chest.
So we can get 2 ways to do stuff in Child Spirit. So hook, get rid of the bombs, don't need the bombs now. Hook, Requiem, ZL, letter. I think 5. I think that's 5 locked currently. Depends on where Ruto's letter is.
But I think that if you need letter, then you'd also need Requiem, which would bring you up to 6.
Yeah, hold on. And actually, Virgil has just made a point that the bombs are required because of the lens being in the pot. So hook, bombs, lens.
Can you logically do
letter.
pot with strength, though?
No, not in these.
No,
systems.
okay.
Only with one.
Then
Yeah.
that would be our 7, and that would be our power.
I think it could be any. Actually,
It is
definitely
a
not.
piece.
I think it is a piece.
I don't think it's courage.
It is a piece. It is the piece at the moment.
I don't think it's courage.
I hate
Who
this.
ordered the hover boots?
I
Who
mean,
ordered
Spirit
those?
Temple is stacked. So there's just so much. Boomers and... Oh!
Ah,
Ah!
there's Rudo's.
And it's on child hands, so... There we go.
Yeah, that is long shot and 3 keys or 5 keys. So now I need to remember where we found keys. So we found 1 in adult side. Where did we find the other keys? Oh, it doesn't matter. We don't need to worry about that because we need it to cross.
Oh, would that location for the letter explain why Mirror Shield is Wanderer? Are you able to get there as child?
Have we seen the mirror lock shield lock locations yet? The only key that can be mirror shield locked is the arm muscle.
We've only seen 1 mirror shield check.
Was it a key?
That is a great question.
I think it's only 3 key and 1 shot locked anyway, so I don't think we need to necessarily worry about keys. Yeah, no keys are locked, okay.
You know, I just realized this could be really good for Jax because what we predicted has just happened. Fabio has found both the boomerang and Rudo's here in spirit, but doesn't have the Jabu Foolish hint. So does Fabio rush ice or does Fabio go child and go finish Jabu?
That decision is definitely gonna tighten that decision. That decision is gonna tighten this race up or put Fabio way ahead.
Yeah.
More big chests.
Oh!
Okay. That might be...
Huh.
That might be 7.
Yeah, I feel like. Well,
If there's 1 in ice, I think the 1 in ice has to be 5.
maybe, but
Yeah.
Spirit was hinted as path to power. So I guess the question is, what is the game expecting? Is the game expecting you to go Spirit? Well, you can't. Yeah, so the last piece has to be power has to be in the ice at this point.
Okay, right.
And here is where Jax gets some time back. Fabio is going child and is rushing Jabu.
Well, let's really wait to see what these river, domain, and fountain hint stones are going to be. Because they're going to be 5 hint stones are about to come up. And if one of them is Jabu is foolish, Fabio is going to be retreating and going back to Adel.
Yeah, but this is really tight now because Jax does have to find all 3 pieces if they want to win. And Jax absolutely could with the knowledge that we have, assuming that these hints do not tell Fabio that Jabu is foolish.
Yeah, if these hints don't say that Jabu is foolish, I'd say Jax has the lead. If these hints don't, if he does get a Jabu is foolish hint, and Fabio goes straight to ice, I think that might be curtains, but let's wait and see. Yeah, Jax is probably going to spend about 8 minutes here in Spirit to pick up the 2 pieces.
The other question is there a world where Fabio doesn't bother with any checks here on the river and just is zeroed in? Jabu has the potential.
It depends on how confident Fabio is that Jabu is the play. Because Fabio might just be rushing in and be like, oh, hey, like, we're gonna end this match here in the next, 10 minutes. Fabio might also not be thinking about the fact that he's still missing a foolish.
That is true. You do kind of reach a point, especially, once you get to about an hour 20 in, you do kind of reach a point where you've kind of got your mental logic and you're just like going.
Which really looks like it's what's happening right now.
So Fabio completely skipped all those hints.
All of them. Every single one.
Oops.
That's kind of the thing that you do when you feel like you're behind.
Yeah, I understand the play. I get it. And there is like a little bit of time save. Like, nope. Already knew that. But not as much of a time save as he would get if he got that Jabu hint.
Yeah, I think I would skip the Grotto hint because you kind of have reason shenanigans to get up there. I think I would have read the top of river, and then also he's going to read these, at least that domain one he read. He's going to at least read...
That's a bold...
Not before going in.
No, he's not going to read it!
Oh, boy. All right, everyone. So if you are a Jax fan, this is exactly what you wanted to happen. This should give Jax time to finish Spirit, right? Or at least get up to those 2 pieces.
Definitely say it would give him time to get up to those 2 pieces for sure, because if he does all the checks but doesn't beat Baronade, we're looking at Fabio spending, 6 minutes total? Maybe?
Yeah, something like that. Maybe, yeah.
And I think
the whole time it's taken to get here as well is half the time.
Yeah. And I think immediately after this, Jax is going to go ice. So it's going to be like a real race at that point. Not that it hasn't already been a real race, but it's going to be like a super mega race.
It's going to be tight. It's going to be tight. There's the one.
There is a piece.
There's a piece. One of them.
So this is so fun. So every single path has required hook, bombs, lens. All 3 paths require that. And then the ice and, well, if we think it's ice and spirit, they both require ZL, and Letter. It's just the 7 requires Requiem, but the 6 doesn't require Requiem. And the only thing that I'm struggling with is my calculations is how Courage is 5, not 4, but it might be to do with Spirit Key Logic and really been calculated. So it took Favio 5 minutes to get from piece 1 to piece 2, 1-7 to 112. So by that logic, Jax should pick up piece 2 at 122 if they follow the same route, which it looks like they are. They're doing this double check first.
So Milkweed Dins being required, I think we agreed was dependent on key layout, because I think someone said that that's 3 key locked.
That chest is 5 key locked.
5 key locked.
Or magic and pins locked. So it depends where oh, is it 3 keys?
There was some check that was
keys.
3 keys.
Yeah, 3 keys. Or 5 keys Din's magic ones. The Letter is 3 piece long shot ones, yeah. They're 3 key long shot ones.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a key. Okay, right, that's a key there. Okay, so that means it is Din's. See, absolutely. Well done. Well played, chat. Unless we find the fire arrows, and then we can just get there. Cool. Well done, team. We did well. Now let's sit back, relax, and see whether Jax is able to pick up and go to ice before Favio defeats Baronade, heads back to Adult, because they do have Prelude now, so they can get back to Adult pretty quickly.
Jax is also hedging their bets with the skulls as well.
That's the 20th, so... Although Jax is going to get that Ruto's letter, and then it's just... I really think Jax's next move is going to be immediately run to ice.
Yeah, absolutely. The question is, are they going to finish out Spirit to get that extra piece? It's going to be, it's going to turn into that, you know, do they turn left or turn right?
I mean, the bright side is that you see both of the chests, because, like, one's on one hand, one's on the other. I don't think Jax leaves without long-shotting over to the other chest.
Yeah, to get Ruto's, is she going to check the boss key check for that second piece, though?
I think they will.
Looks like they popped it quick. Oh, nope. So they missed one.
If this Ender's jab was foolish.
Goron City's
there's
Path
the
of Wisdom.
We knew that's the lens, so...
But Fabio doesn't have. So that's the other question. What hints could Fabio get up? Are we going back to Forest?
I think Fabio is rushing Goron City. And will be sad and disappointed when they get the lens.
That's true.
Yep, and again, this is just another one of those things that's going to earn Jax some time. And I think that this speaks to Fabio being a little bit confused about the path count as we are, and which pieces he picked up.
Okay, Fabio unfortunately picks up a hint to actually just push them deeper into sadness.
Yeah, push them into some of the checks that Jax has already done. Again, earning Jax back a little bit of time.
We are thinking that we are under the assumption as well that Requiem is in ice. If Requiem is actually on, Burning Carcassonne's, I think that's the only location, the only song location left, isn't it? It's Requiem. OOT, it's not an OOT. Right, it's not an OOT, right?
It looks like Jax is going to continue into Spirit, which is good.
I do bet that they get that second piece and then bail. I will be surprised if they go take out Twin Robo with that Wanderer Mirror Shield.
Lining up that long shot is always pain in the butt.
Okay, this is going to be piece 2 for
This is piece 2 for
Jax.
That's actually going to be really good timing for them because Fabio is about to find out that Goron City is going to point into a place there.
And Jax is indeed out of there.
Okay, good move from Jax, using the knowledge of the seed. Well, I mean, there's only one check left, and it's the same sphere as this one, so that was
No!
No.
Jax, no!
What?
Oh, thank God, Jesus, Jax, don't do that to us.
Switch! The bait and switch!
Thinking about it.
Jax is remembering that foolish Jabu. Foolish Jabu, go ice, Jax.
Well,
Jesus,
Fabio,
that stressed me out.
Fabio is also going adult. This is neck and neck. Jax may decide to hand in the claim check first, though.
I mean, I get it, but also, like, Jax, come on.
There are there. Okay, this is hot enough. So we know Fabio has the execution advantage between these two runners. This is a foot race to Ice Cavern, and who picks up this last piece in ice first?
Oh no, Jax.
Jax might be picking up some bombs here.
I think they're picking up.
Oh no!
Jax, what do you know that we don't?
They're going into fire.
That looks like they're going into fire.
Do
Oh,
they?
no.
Now I'm willing to trust Jax on this, although I am a little sus.
They're not going into fire.
I don't know. What world can it be that it could be in fire? Because the strengths aren't past the bow? Something about the bow?
It could be something about the bow, as far as like path to courage. Because we haven't seen another bow yet. We also had that hammer in the Wanderer location, but we pretty much confirmed at this point that it was Wanderer for strength, so the hammer's still on the table. Like, I don't think this is a terrible bet if Jax assumes that Ice would have been rushed way earlier, and they would have lost by now. Are you kidding?
There it is! Oh, I said it!
Oh, Fabia's bad.
The Jabu's foolishness is outside! Jabu, Jabu. Oh my goodness.
You taking a peek for that looks like another bomb bag down there.
Delightful. Jax is in.
Trying to figure out if there's something with like wallet logic as far as like buying a tunic, especially because we haven't found one yet. That would like bring it up to 5 steps.
Like with wallet we found, I wouldn't dispute with that because I know that the game logic does like to put wallet into play, but also just that Rudo's in spirit really makes it ice. Unless of course Fabio finds absolutely nothing and we're just gonna sit here confused.
Yeah, this is gonna be interesting. Is that another strength? That's it! Oh my god, it's right there and ice.
There we go. There we go. So we read it right, team. We just need to know that whether Requiem's in here or not. That's kind of the thing that I would like. If Fabio is so kind to maybe check afterwards. See if Requiem's in here.
2 pieces in spirit, 1 piece in ice. Wow. GG's, everyone.
We actually, fair play to chat as well, because chat called 2 in spirit, 1 in ice very early on. Condolences to Jax. This is a tight race. It's just a shame that Jax made the decision to head to fire. It'll be interesting to see why they did that.
Yeah, it was an incredible match, and I'm also interested to hear about Jax's choices as far as that final piece. Yeah, that was great. That was stupid.
That was definitely one of the more interesting logic chains I think we've seen during this tournament.
And I think we'll be waiting to see whether either of the runners will be happy to come into the chat with us, just to reflect on the seeds. So we'll wait to see what happens. We do have Jax on the seeds, so we'll wait to see what happens.
Hi, Jax.
We do have Jax with us.
GG's, Hi, Jax. GG's,
Okay, so basically,
wow, those were some hints, weren't they?
Okay. I'm like still gonna.
We're kind of putting it together, but
I can understand that it's 4 is a grand total of 4 just for crossing. It's
you're right.
Long shot, bombs, and lens for crossing. I'm not sure which 2 I have. I think that it's I have courage and power.
So we believe that you have the 5 and 7, so you have courage and power. So depending on key logic and where keys are in Child Spirit, so we think the 5
I have all 5 keys.
Do you have all 5 keys? Okay, we weren't really counting.
Yeah, because I spent 2 keys. I spent 2 keys in Spirit and had 3 left, so.
So we think the 5 is hook, bombs, lens, and a fire source, which is Din's, but that's the one that we're kind of uncertain with.
That's what I'm thinking, yeah.
And then, Favio, thanks for joining us as well. And then we think that Requiem is an ice, so that would make the 7 hook, bombs. But if there's no keys in Child Spirit, then why would Requiem be required?
Okay, where was the 3rd piece? Was the 3rd piece just back in Spirit and I just, like, walked away from it?
No, the third piece is an ice.
Okay. The third piece is just an ice. Okay.
Yeah. So
That's fine.
Favio got 1 and 2 before you by
Makes
like
sense.
7 minutes.
Makes sense, yeah.
And then Favio went to Jabu because Favio they
Didn't get the Jabu Foolish hint because it was in a
Jabu hint.
dumb place.
Do you know where the second one is? Fabio, do you want to tell Jax where the second one? You're on mute, by the way, Fabio, but do you want to tell Jax where the second Jabu Foolish hint is?
In Fountain, I'm guessing.
It's by Jabu,
Nice.
but Fabio wasn't checking hints and didn't read the hint before going into Jabu.
Yeah, I guess the fact that I thought that maybe it's because I couldn't count keys because I was tired. But since I thought I had the six, I thought that that ice wouldn't be far enough, so I thought I was looking at fire.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, weird seed.
Yeah, what are your kind of thoughts on it? Because really, the first kind of thing we noticed, and I think our sheet tracker noted very early on, was how many items you found in the first 25 minutes of the seed.
There were so many items, a lot of stuff, a lot of items, and a lot of there was a lot of items. And when you see a lot of items and a lot of wander, I'm like, okay, so you want me to be in spirit? Fine, whatever. There's also just like a lot of stuff where I'm like, okay, Temple of Time Wanderer? What the heck was with that? I still don't understand the Temple of Time Wanderer.
I don't even know if we saw what was in the Temple of Time.
What was in the Temple of Time was I mean, you had a forest.
What I suspect, and I am sticking to this, is that Lax is another strength.
But Spirit's the sword, the Shadow Medallion.
Oh yeah, right. That doesn't work, does it? I have no clue. Who knows?
Yeah, so yeah, well, GG's. Good job chasing this nonsense down.
Hello.
Hello, Fabio. Welcome in.
Okay, that was something.
He really was. Yeah, that was a really weird seed.
I still don't know which piece is which.
Same.
Our theory is that the 5 piece is the map chest in Spirit.
I
The
got
7
that.
piece is the top piece in Spirit, and the 6 piece is the piece in Ice. That is our working theory at the moment.
Yeah, the top piece in Spirit, I'm still like, because that requires. Oh, yep. Actually, wait. Let me hold on to that thought. But how? No, that requires Fire Source in Zelda's Lullaby.
So it looks like chat's kind of under the assumption that the 5 piece was lighting the torches, and then wisdom, the 6 piece, was the boss key chest.
I think I agree with them. I think that's what I thought.
And then power, the 7 piece was ice. Was the piece in ice.
I think that's right.
Yeah, that would make sense if you've got all 5 keys. Then that makes sense.
Yeah, because it's crossing plus all the keys you need to climb Spirit plus CL. It's yeah. So did we ever see the third strength?
No.
I gotta say, considering that nasty mistake I made early, I did not feel too bad about how I ended up wrapping this out.
What kind of mistake did you think you made? Because we didn't feel like you made anything from our side.
Missing the void out on Dompe race and having to cut my adult one short.
Oh yeah, okay.
That screwed my routing up pretty badly.
Yeah, because you didn't do the rest of the adult CAC kind of checks then, didn't you?
Yeah, I didn't finish up adult CAC, which is something I would normally want to do. I think I probably would have gone back with that bomb bag and cleared out Dodongo's Cavern right then.
Yeah, that's kind of one of the things that put you, because you were trailing Favio you were probably about 10 minutes shadowing Favio because of you did Goron City first, and because of the back and to and fro from DC, kind of put you a little bit behind. But both of your opening routes were, the first 20 minutes, you both went in completely different directions. It was really interesting to watch, actually.
Yeah, I kind of just when I missed that void out, I'm like, well, I guess I'm just gonna go do my child route now because I can't. I can't recover from that in a sense of, in any other way.
Yeah, you've got a save quit out of there, so.
And it was the only way I could think of to recover. And it just like that felt kind of bad, but I did kind of track things down as best I could. But not having good routing stuff, it was hard to route out of child this seed. I definitely felt like I was hurting for not being able to go child when I wanted to. And just like having to go child when I was forced to, because there was with the late Song of Time with late prelude and no sun song, like you were stuck doing a long child route once you went child.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. So something that both of you did that was kind of interesting was neither of you you both kind of skipped out on both Zora's River and Lake Hylia. So I was wondering if you guys wanted to speak a little bit as to what was it about your routing that kind of drew you away from those areas.
I normally like doing Zora's River. That's definitely a there we go. I'm just going to grab the piece on my stream. The normally what I would like to do is do Zora's River, but that got cut short because Void Out miss. My plan was to go up Zora's River as a child and just, like also grab Frogs in the Rain.
Mm-hmm.
I think the other thing I was playing hard to was also trying to grab all right, I'm just gonna close this out now. I was also playing hard to the 2012 claim check because I figured that, well, I'm willing to route skulls more than a lot of other people are. But by the end of it, I'm like, okay, this actually is too short. So I think I was focusing on other areas in my child because I was like, okay, I guess I have to do a target of opportunity thing and just try and route my child in a different way.
Yeah.
Fabio, I think. Oh, sorry, go on.
No, I only did went to river to rush Jabu to then find out that it was foolish.
Yeah.
What's next? Was like
we called it in the commentary that the Jabu hint would be outside of Jabu, and then when you read it going into ice, we had a bit of a giggle at that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't touched a lake. So.
Sorry, say that again, Fabio.
I haven't touched lake. So.
Yeah. I kind of like, if I don't have a compelling reason to be in Lake, which like Valley Lake feels bad when it bites you, but if I don't have a compelling reason to be down there, and my time of day was driving me to stay out of Lake, I needed to get back adult. Like I just needed to be an adult again. I didn't have time to burn another day-night cycle. And yes, if there had been something in Valley Lake, I would have felt bad about it, but I had already done a ton of early hints. I had a bunch of early hints. None of them really helped much of anything, may I note. But yeah, I just really did not have the time of day to be messing around in the lake.
Yeah, same. Yeah, the only thing that with the other items I have, I kind of pretty wanted to go speeding as soon as possible. That was my because like the only thing I knew that there had to be a piece somewhere in spirit, and so the only thing I did is read the hints from all three hints from Castle before going adult, and then I got the spirit, got the power there.
Yeah, then when you got the path hints for spirit as well, that kind of was even more of an indicator for you to get your backside into the spirit temple.
Yeah. It was definitely
Fabio,
possible. Like there was some way I was thinking, like, it's definitely possible all three are in spirit.
Yeah, we thought that as well. We did think that all three could be in spirit, which would have been really funny. I did want to ask, when you saw the Goron City hint, Fabio, and you went to Goron City, what were you kind of expecting to find in there? Were you thinking it was going to be Lens, or did you think it might be something else?
I mean, because I also got a slingshot there, but I'm at this point I'm probably not sure it was that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I had that early enough that I was able to be like, okay, this is what the seed wants me to do. It wants me to cross the wasteland. It wants me to do this. This makes sense. I was expecting to find it. Just the last piece is what just took me a moment too long to put together. I mean, again, I would have done Volvagia, and then when I saw that it was a heart piece, I would have gone to ice. So basically, I was like 2 or 3 minutes behind at that point. So
yeah, when you at the end there, when you went back and you finished Spirit and you went to the Temple of Time, and I think you were a little bit kind of confused about where you were going to head to next, Jax. And Favio was age changing to go to adult from child. So if you both
that was a complete brain glitch. The exact thought was, okay, I go to Jabu to get so I can get the Ocarina of Time to get Requiem, and then I'm like, that's burning cack.
Yes.
That's something different.
Yeah. What was kind of the thought process in heading to Fire? Was it just kind of be in a dungeon, or
Hovers.
was it the hovers? Yeah.
Hovers. I know Kakiri, the hammer was in Kakiri, and I didn't have a couple of the path hints, and that was possible. I figured I could eliminate the hovers for Fire very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
I was really just trying to count up my paths at the time because I couldn't figure out what was going on with that kind of bomb in Spirit, because I knew that Sun Song would be too far. I was just taking the Volvagia fight to figure out my path lengths, because during that I figured out Sun Song was too far. Sun Song was too far, so it wasn't burning cack. I figured out that I think I probably would have come down to ice, but I also figured out, I didn't actually check my bomb count because I was too busy going through. And then I figured out that I was about 2 minutes too late.
Yeah, is there anything else from chat or Sadie, Ronan, or anything else you guys would like to say about the seed?
I think all of my questions were answered, other than just saying, man, I hope that your game 2 tomorrow is a little less wandery than this one was.
A little more direction would be nice.
Just a little.
Yeah, a little more direction would be nice.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's like, Jax, I'm not entirely sure what it is, but you've definitely had a bit of a habit drawing some casino seeds.
It's not even casino. It's just I pick complicated ones. That wasn't even really that casino. It just gave me again, there were 2 options there, and I just happened to choose the one that was I happened to go to Volvagia first, and if I had gone to Ice first, I would have been a little closer. Probably still not quite close enough. Again, I think that voiding out on Dompe and screwing up my time of day really just like set the tone for the seed. I don't remember the last time I failed that. That was nerves. But yeah, I'm looking forward to playing tomorrow. And yeah, this just been great playing this. I like the format a lot. It's fun. And again, it's not a casino until you unless you really don't know what you're doing. And that's the nice thing about all the Wanderer hints. Yes, there's a lot of weirdness going on, but you do have direction.
Yeah, it's kind of one of the problems when you have the overlapping path hints. It's like, here's a ton of wanderers that aren't really going to help you. So
in this case, it was worth chasing most of them.
That's true.
Because it got you a strength upgrade. It got you
yeah,
stuff that directly helped you today.
Right
Yeah,
on.
So GG again. This was a lot of fun. Looking forward to it again tomorrow.
Thank you so much for running this for us. It was so much fun to watch. There were so many good moments there. It'd be really interesting for you two to watch it back. So thanks, Favio. Thanks, Jax. Game 2, same time tomorrow. So if you're in the area, if you've got the internet, then come along and join us. Track and stay. We had Favor, Milkweed, and Ginger. We had also Ginger monitoring for us, and Dastar is restreaming. And then today on the mic has been me, Chuckles501, Sadie, and Ronan. So thank you everybody so much. And if you want to be a volunteer at the Silver Gauntlets, then all you need to do is head over to our Discord and fill in an application. And then you can be just as wicked as we are as well.
Additionally, before the Jackson Favio Game 2 tomorrow, this evening at 8 p.m. Eastern, 12 a.m. Central European Time, we do have Krez versus EgoDev, Game 1 of the semifinals for the Wanderers bracket. So stay tuned for that this afternoon.